friends, at this time we are going to take some notes on subtraction key words, that words that you find in word problems that signal to you that you should subtract as your operation. Okay, so we are going to use our blue math folder. You'll need a pencil and as many or as few markers as you want. Okay, we already did our addition keywords, and if you remember, we did our big plus sign that was like the whole size of the paper. And then I used all different colors for my words. Some of you chose to just use pencil for all of the words, and that's fine too. Or if you just want to use one color for all of the words, that will be fine too. All right, so we are going to turn to page 12 in our math folder, and let's go ahead and number our page. And the title will be Subtraction Key Words. Right, subtraction keywords. And so that it's a little bit easier to read, I'm actually going to turn my notebook to the side, and I'm going to draw a gigantic minus sign. Really big minus sign. Right? Now, these are not in any particular order, and you may find cases that there are other words, but these are just some common ones. Okay? So, again, it doesn't matter what color you use, or if you use the same colors as me, or if you use any color at all. I just would like to make sure that you get all of these down, okay? So let's start. A word that you might see is the word decrease. Remember when we talked about addition, when you are adding things, your sum is going to be a larger number than both of the numbers that are in your problem. When you are subtracting, your numbers get smaller or they decrease. All right? So that's one word. A pretty self-explanatory word would be if the word problem says subtract these two numbers, right? Right? Another word that you might see is fewer. If there are fewer of something, there are less. Right? Which brings me to my next word, which is less. All right. This next one, don't let it trick you, because it is a signal to subtract, but when you see the last word, it would make you think addition right away, but that's not how it works. Let's write the phrase, how many more? How many more? All right, how many more? So if I say that I have 2 apples and Siler has 4 apples, how many more apples does Siler have than me? Well, if he's got 4 and I've got 2, those 2's even each other out. So 4 and then subtract my 2, he has 2 more than me. So that's how many more works. Okay. All right, another word for subtraction is less than. Notice all of these words, like fewer, less, decrease, less than, all of these words have to do with getting smaller or being smaller. All right. Let's say the next one. This one is very common. What about minus? All right. And we did talk about this keyword in our main subtraction page. Find the difference in the two numbers. Uh-oh, I have misspelled that, friends. Goodness gracious. Let me write that again. Difference. Sorry about that. The difference. All right. Another key word, you might see it in the problem. How much remains? So how much is left? So let's do remains. Remains is another word for left. How much is left after you do this? All right. We're going to do two more. This one, we say this a lot. We hear little kids say this a lot. They'll say 2, take away 1. All right. So take away is a subtraction keyword or term. Now I will say that that's not a phrase that you're going to read a lot now that you are in 4th grade. But take away does signal subtraction. Okay. And we are going to do one more little phrase, and it has the word fewer in it, but they could say how many more or how many fewer. Okay. All right, so those are several key terms and phrases that you can look at when we are working on word problems to let you know which operation you should use, whether it is subtraction or addition. All right.